Get ready with me for my gender reveal, and I'm going to tell you how the ultrasound tech completely ruined my gender reveal. So let's get ready together. Off camera, I put individual eyelashes. They're just from the dollar store. I love it. It just looks like my natural lashes, just more full. It's a little wonky, honestly. So while I'm getting ready, I thought I would tell you guys how I found out the gender. So I had a 12-week scan, the one that you go and you check the back of the baby's neck. Just a very scary appointment, honestly. And I just wanted to go in and be sure baby is okay. So I went to this appointment and it is not at my OB's. So this is a different clinic. And so I went in and check in, I sign in, all that, and then I go to lay down and she starts looking around, whatnot, at the baby, and then she sparked up a conversation, or maybe I did, basically asking how far along I am, do I know what the baby is? I said, no, I don't know what the baby is. I gave my blood work last week and we're not going to find out the baby's gender until next week because my OB told me it takes 10 to 14 days, which is a really long time, but my OB said it takes that long, so I still had another whole week until I found out the gender's baby. And I told her this, I said, yeah, we don't know the gender yet. We're doing a gender reveal next Saturday. And I was like, yeah, we don't know, etc. She was asking me my symptoms, how I'm feeling and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I feel great. Pregnancy's been amazing, aside from being tired and stuff like that. So I made it very aware that I don't know the gender of the baby. She proceeds to look through, looking at the baby and all that. And there came a part where it wasn't regular ultrasound anymore. It was more of a 3D looking ultrasound where the baby looks it's like a yellow ultrasound, like a 3D one. I don't know how to explain it. But the baby was showing high def and the baby looked very much like a little alien. And so she was just looking at the baby's head, baby's everything and all of that. And then all of a sudden the ultrasound tech literally zooms in straight up on the thighs, the upper thighs. And immediately I see the gender of the baby. And I'm laying there, obviously the only thing I'm looking at is straight ahead. So I'm looking at the screen the entire time. And she literally showed me the gender of the baby. She zoomed in and I immediately saw the baby was a boy. And I'm like, wait, is that what I think it is? She's like, well, I can't confirm it, but you see what you see. And I was like, wait, did I just see the gender of the baby? She's like, again, I can't confirm, but you see what you see. And in my head, in this moment, I didn't know whether I wanted to be excited. I did feel excited in the moment. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But I also didn't understand after I had just told her, hey, I don't know the gender of this baby yet. It's gonna take 10 to 14 days. I only gave my blood last Tuesday and this appointment was the following Tuesday. It only been 7 days. And I'm doing a whole gender reveal. I'm literally, I did not want to know the gender of this baby. Especially because that appointment, my husband was not there with me. This was just something that I was gonna go into by myself because my husband had work. It's not always easy for him to make it to the appointments. He's only missed that one appointment, that's the thing. And it just really sucked. So immediately after I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I was giggling and I was laughing almost because I didn't know how to react in that moment. And again, I kept asking her, I'm like, so that's really what the baby is? She just kept saying I can't confirm it, but you saw what you saw. And afterwards, I was speaking to the nurse and I had brought it up to the nurse. I said, yeah, well, your tech showed me the gender of the baby. The nurse did not say one thing about that. Again, in that moment, you would probably be like, well, why didn't you tell the nurse? Why didn't you call the manager? Why didn't you say anything? But in that moment, it was more of I was happy. I don't know, my mind didn't go to oh, it just got ruined for me. my mind was like, oh, I'm having a boy, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I sound crazy. Maybe some of you guys would have handled it differently than me. But in that moment, I was just happy, you know? Like, obviously, that's not how I wanted to find out, but that's how it ended up happening. And I was just happy in the moment. Afterwards, I called my mom and I told her, I said, Mom, like, this is what happened. The tech basically, like, ruined it for me. We have a gender reveal, which I'm getting ready for right now. And like, this isn't how I wanted to find out. That is not how I wanted to find out the gender of my baby. I had so many ideas. I wanted me and my husband to intimately like do the little basket thing and open it up and see the gender, like just me and him. Like, I wanted my husband to be present with me in that moment when I wanted to find out, especially this is our first baby. And that was just really upsetting, to say the least. And now thinking back at it, like, I have to go to that place in like a few weeks. I think when I'm 20 weeks, I have to go back there. I don't know if I'm going to say something to the managers because it's already like water under the bridge now. Like, it happened. But I also hope this isn't something that the ultrasound tech does to other moms as well, and or does to other pregnant women as well, because that's not cool, you know? Oh my god, I can't see what I'm doing and I just completely messed this up. That's not how I wanted to find out the gender of my baby. So yeah, what I did afterwards was I got home and I told my husband what had happened, that the gender basically got ruined and that I know the gender of the baby. And then he asked what the baby's gender is and I told him. I don't know, it was kind of ruined. And so the next day, ironically, which was sooner than I had expected, I checked the Natera results and it was ready. So the next day I log on and I'm telling my husband, I'm like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe what I saw wasn't a boy. Maybe it could be something else, etc. So the day after, we look at the results and it was confirmed. We saw that we're having a little baby boy, which I'm so happy about. It was so amazing just finding out so casually. I feel like I prefer how we casually found out rather than in front of everyone, even though it's our family. I love that me and him just got that intimate moment where we were able to embrace each other, like love each other, and just have that moment between us. For the entire like hour and a half afterwards, we were looking at names, the both of us, and just like going back and forth. And let me tell you, boy names are extremely hard. So if you girls could suggest some boy names, I would love that. I'm trying not to go for something so typical, something that's not too American, but definitely not completely Armenian either. So something unique-ish if possible, but something that's not too like weird. Girl names are so much easier. Like, I already had a list going of girl names, but I just want to say from the beginning, I knew the baby was a boy. I felt it, I knew it. I never thought that was possible to actually feel what the baby is, but I felt it. And then I started kind of like gaslighting myself. I'm like, no, maybe like my intuition's wrong. Maybe it's a girl. Maybe I shouldn't be so set on like my thoughts. Maybe it could be a boy. Maybe it could be a girl. This and that. And I was just like, but I honestly, like, I don't think it is. Like, I really do think it's a boy. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup. I'll be back in 1 second. But yeah, that was the story time of how my gender reveal got ruined by an ultrasound tech. I hope you girls enjoyed watching. Please comment below what you think I should do at my next appointment, because I do have to go back at my 20 weeks, I believe. And should I say something to the manager? Should I leave it alone? Do you guys want to recommend some baby names for me? I would love that so much. Comment what you would do in this situation. It was very disheartening that that had to happen to me and I had to find out that way. Thank you guys for getting ready with me. Bye.